Welcome to a new Polka news video. So many things have been happening since I've last done one of these, but I will be covering as many updates as possible throughout the rest of this week. But for today, I'll be taking a look at the crowd loans of both Polkadot and Kusama. Another new crowd loan participant is coming up now, as well as talking about RMRK, bitcountry pioneer, Acala and Rome. I've got a really special surprise for you there, which has just come up today. Many people in the Rome community didn't even know about this, especially now as Discord is down. Discord and Spotify are officially down. So those who are desperate after Rome on Discord and are constantly following it are not able to track down those updates. They do have to actually go on Twitter to see them. So we do have an announcement there. I'll be talking about that towards the end of this video. But just before I kick things off, if you're new here, welcome. My name's Claudio, and on this channel I bring you crypto news, reviews, tutorials and interviews with a focus on the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystems. But to kick things off with the Polkadot Parachains, I did tell you there will be a surprise coming for us for the 11th auction, and the battle had begun between Equilibrium and Nodl. Nodl is currently in the lead when it comes to the bidding, but their probability of success is 46.1%, which means Equilibrium's is slightly higher. We also need to keep in mind that there are still 2 days left, so there's a certain percentage there to be gained for the leader. And although, as you know, with Kusama, the first few days are the most critical ones to be in the lead, as 100% of the blocks count towards a possible win. Now, for me personally, I'm okay with either Nodl or Equilibrium winning because I will be receiving tokens from both of these, but I would slightly prefer Equilibrium to take it. So if you wish to support Equilibrium, kindly use my referral link from the description of this video for a 7% referral bonus on top of your contributions. Thank you for that. Now, looking at the rankings here, if Equilibrium did take this because of the huge gap between Nodl and Light Entry, we're almost guaranteed at this stage that Nodl will win the first auction of the third batch because of the huge gap in contributions compared to Light Entry, who are third. Fala are not doing too bad either, and Darwini are also currently fifth, which gives them a good chance to also make it in batch 3. But you know, this is the Wild Wild West, and anything we expect doesn't always happen. Whatever happens though, good luck to everyone. Now, to move on to Kusama next, Pichu and Mars are the only active crowd loans right now, with Kabocha coming up. Unfortunately, Kabocha are not going to be an EVM solution as I had initially hoped, so I'm personally not going to be contributing any KSM to them and will be waiting for a better opportunity. But notice another new kid on the block. Oaks Canary Network, Turing Network, which is a DeFi smart contracts, a scaling and a bridging solution for Kusama that will be launching their crowd loan very soon. Now, I did add a website as well as a referral code if you wish to contribute when it goes live in 13 days in the description of this video. So please check that out, save that code and use that code please if you want to contribute in order to get that referral code bonus of 5%. Now, you do have to wait for it to go live, okay? Just a kind reminder, please wait for it to go live before you can contribute. I'll be contributing some KSM to it because of their solution, which we'll talk about in the video right now. Now, what they actually want to do is to drive product usage of XCM by providing cross-chain automation for other parachains. So if that sounded too technical, let's look at their explanation, which is really good and short. So basically what they're doing is operations that are more complex for the blockchain, such as future transactions at a future price, recurring payments for stuff like salaries paid in crypto maybe, or even buy and sell orders based on on-chain events or price movements, such as the stop limit orders you're aware of on centralized exchanges, except doing these on DEXs. So this is ultimately what Turing Network are trying to solve by developing the Kusama hub for DeFi and payment automation through an easy-to-use event-driven transaction model. Now, what's also good is that they've got the Web3 Foundation grant and they're partnered with Moonriver, Subsocial and Bifrost, which you should be very familiar with if you've been following this channel for a number of months. Now, the ticker symbol of their token is TUR, or TUR for short, with a total supply of 1,160 million will be allocated to the crowd loan contributors. So not too shabby there with 16%. I'm pretty happy with that. If you've been watching this channel, like I said, you know on this channel I'm not a fan of anything under 10%, but I will be taking something less than 10% if the project is decent and if they've got good backers, good partners. If there's some sort of motivation for me to actually contribute to them. So with 16%, that's pretty decent to me. Now, so this is why I'll be personally doing a contribution to this crowd loan. It has to be a good while now. It's since I last done the contribution to a Kusama Crowdloan, and this is the next one that I'm going to be taking, and then hopefully the next one after that is going to be Gear, unless something else comes up. Gear is another really cool EVM project which is going to be competing with Moonriver and Shiden on Kusama, and then of course they'll also have a Polkadot version, but we'll be talking about that when it comes to it. But that's just something that it's on my mind, on my radar, and I will be keeping an eye out on the progress. And no, I have not been sponsored by them in any way. I'm simply interested in contributing to them because I like how they're trying to automate DeFi, which is not something that anyone else is trying to do on Kusama. Now, Oak Network, their main project on Polkadot, is due to launch a crowd loan at the end of this year. So your best bet to be in this early is this Canary version, which is due to kick off in just over 13 days, as I mentioned earlier. Now, to move on to RMRK, I know this is not exactly new to you if you've been following RMRK on Twitter, but RMRK 2.0 has launched on Singular, and they're available with royalties, Dutch auctions for select launches, multi-resource NFTs, and soon they'll launch tainted NFTs. Now, it's the equipable base functionalities that I'm really looking forward to, especially if there will also be utilities created for these in various communities. Now, think about how the Canaria birds work. The fact that you can equip different items for these birds to make them slicker. Well, this type of functionality will be available to Singular NFTs as well, and I'm really eager for that. Now, this is going to be important to further expand RMRK ahead of the Skybreach Metaverse launch, and those birds are so expensive now, by the way. 22 KSM is the floor price as of today, and I guess you could argue it's also due to KSM price falling, but 22 KSM is still quite high as opposed to where it started only a number of months back. Now, I've done a BC Pioneer video yesterday, but because I didn't know about this information until today, I wanted to cover this and share this important information which has been bugging me for a while, and that's the circulating supply of the NEAR token from bitcountry Pioneer, when the token transfers will be enabled, which is going to be due in April or May. Now, we now have this information, and it will be around 16.2 million. 6.2 million will be allocated to the crowdloan contributors, because even if you see 30% will be unlocked, don't forget that the timer began from the moment bitcountry Pioneer had started producing blocks as a parachain and the lease began. Now, I didn't do the exact math to give you the perfect number, but it's safe to assume a rough estimate of an extra 10% since they became a parachain till the moment token transfers will be enabled, which will be sometime around April or May. Now, the other 10 million is coming from the ecosystem programs and marketing. Now, if the market cap will be at least $162 million, then that would place the NEAR token at $10, which would be really nice in terms of an ROI on your contribution. But considering this brutal market and the conditions, if the market doesn't somewhat recover by then, expect the market cap to be even $70 to $80 million, which would mean roughly around $4.50 to $5 per token. Now, it's not ideal, but it could happen. Every other parachain that had launched had a market cap of at the very least $100 million, but those were in bull run conditions. Now we're in bear market conditions, and this is the metaverse platform. So market cap of $100 million somewhat would have seemed like a joke back then, but with these market conditions it's very much possible, so just keep that in mind as well. Now, to move on, Acala staking has launched, and I've personally staked a little bit of Acala, which I had left from the unlocked crowdloan ones just to test it out. Now, unfortunately, we're not able to stake any of the vested tokens. It's really a shame. I really had hoped that, because I do have quite a bit of a stake of vested ones, I should say, and unfortunately we can't do it. And I know you'd have probably liked to do that as well, right? Why not earn those staking rewards on that sweet locked up ACA? But unfortunately it doesn't work like that. They're not doing the same as Aster, they're not doing the same as Shiden. It is a shame. They're not doing it for Karora, unfortunately, and I'll explain why. Now, the way this works is, unlike other staking platforms you're used to, which have an inflation rate token that pays staking rewards, in this case, the team will be buying back ACA from the market and will be distributing it to the stakers over a period of 4 months. Likely while they're developing something awesome to keep the price high enough and the community happy, of course. Now, this does mean that Acala will remain deflationary, as a portion of the fees will get burned. However, this method does come with a downside though. For example, if you unstake, you'll lose any extra bonus, and the APY is only about 11% per year, which is about 0.03% per day. So don't expect to see massive gains here. And finally, to close it off with a special news, RomeDAO has just launched version 0.1 of the game, which is the alpha version. So finally they've done it. They've integrated different features which we're used to seeing on the Rome Finance website directly in here, which means you can now stake, unstake, and download transcripts using the dashboards within the game. A lot more features will be released in the next versions. Now, as you can see, different campaigns will be launched next. In the next one, characters, levels, and simplified login and onboarding will be available, so we can get used to that. But on the third version, battles with dungeons, items, and more will launch, which will be big. Now, I believe by version 4, when the NFT marketplace will launch, is when we'll really see the Rome token perform, as Rome will be the in-game currency to be able to purchase these items, these NFTs. I was getting concerned with their lack of announcements on the progress, but now seeing this has made me regain that trust in them, and all we need now is the market to recover. As long as the team delivers, things will work out in the long term, and this is why you need to trust them. That's been it from today's update. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video with another Polka update. Take care and stay safe. Bye bye.